This next work is called Tun Ra. If you form these letters in reverse, it reflects not war. When I decided to do war stories, I wasn't thinking from the standpoint of any political position or any this is right or this is wrong. I just wanted to show my experiences. And that was the purpose of the album. But as I started to put it together and I looked at some of the different compositions that I had, I thought it would be important for me to at least look at the larger picture that is the society, the world, the culture that we live in. No one actually wants war. And so I thought not war was a universal position and not a personal one. So I set to composing a work that would be able to have on the album that I also, along with the human race, agrees that we should not have war. The motif that's played by Victor Bailey at the beginning of Tun Ra is the same melody or motif that's in Symphony for the Sons of Nam, a classical symphony, my first one that I wrote back in 1987, 88. And so that's the connection of me being in war and my position on where I felt we should not have war. Of course, that's the hope for everybody. But, we are a society that's built on conquest, and war is inevitable. And speaking of that, this work, I wanted to, through the compositional process, reflect the illogical position that is what war is. So how do you do that? I mean, I could have bombs going off So in this composition, I wanted to reflect what I consider illogical, the concept of fighting without an objective, or at least without an objective that makes sense. And of course, when you look at land or you look at safety, or there's all kinds of reasons and all kinds of rationale as to why one needs to go to war, or one needs to fight, or a country needs to go to war. And so at the end of this work, I have two distinct motifs happening at the same time. It first starts off with the winds, saxophone and trumpet. And they have a specific motif that they're playing. And then the rhythm section comes in with a motif that is superimposed over the motif that the winds are playing. And then as they grow in opposites, they come together and they all start playing the same motif. My point was to try and show the conquering of one side over the other. So as you listen to it, you'll see that the rhythm section, or the rhythm, or the rhythmic motif conquered the woodwind motif. And that is my way, through this composition, to show the conflict that is normal between two opposing sides when they're at war. So this is Tun Ra. So that was the melody from Symphony for the Sons of Nam. This is to be machine gun fire. And then we have the introduction of the aggressors. And you always have the negotiator, and the negotiator is represented by this Victor Bailey bass solo. And my point here was trying to have this, this melodic line just kind of ominous, and then it cuts into this kind of a funk feel, and this represents the country that's being invaded, who's standing up to this aggressor. So this is the defiant motif against the aggressors. And now we have both motifs going at the same time, trying to see who's going to overcome the other. And you'll notice that the aggressors steadily getting stronger and stronger, and they take over. And they finally have conquered. Soon you'll hear that first motif just sort of go away as the conquerors just overwhelm. And this is the victory speech.